The Laws of Ascension, Chapter 7, Dueling. What would we be doing as your disciples? Vera asks Cyrilda. Nothing crazy, but I'd plan out tasks for you. They'd be designed to help you grow as a mage. Whether it raises your level or just helps you train won't matter. In the end, it'll make you stronger. Cyrilda explains. What will we get if we agree? Lorik asks, surprising her. She just stares at him for a moment before speaking. I'd be training you? Do you want gold or something? She asks, confused. Yes, I'd like 18 gold coins, Lorik says, surprising her even more. Why 18? Why gold in the first place? King Eldrin asks. Because I want to buy a couch. Lorik replies, causing Vera to turn to him. No, you have a bed, she says. Yeah, but it's too soft. We've been over this. Lorik replies. And I said to get used to it, Sarah says, causing him to shake his head no. It's easier to just get a new couch, he says, causing her to sigh. Let me get this straight. You want me to give you a couch in exchange for you to become my disciple? Cyrilda asks. No. I just need the 18 gold. I'll get the couch myself. That's how much the couch I have at home costs. Lorik replies. You know how many people out there would pay for me to take them on as a disciple? Cyrilda asks. Well, I never asked you to. Lorik replies, causing her to smile. Then, how about a little duel? If you show me you're skilled enough, I'll give you 18 gold and accept you as a disciple. If not, I'll just give you some tips to not fall too far behind the others. Cyrilda says, causing Lorik to stand up. All right, are we doing this here or somewhere else? He asks. Cyrilda's smile grows upon seeing this. Here will do. She replies while standing up. They walk away from the table to an empty corner. Vera turns her chair to face them. We'll start on 3. Are you ready? Cyrilda asks, and Lorik just nods. Also, don't worry, I'll hold back a bit, she adds. I wasn't. It's not a good look for a retired marshal to kill a student, Lorik says jokingly, causing her to chuckle. As he speaks, a blue sword appears in his hands. Then let's start in 3, 2, 1, go! She shouts before reaching out. Lorik quickly leaps to his left as the space he was in quakes space. Air gets sucked into the place he just was. Quick reaction, she says before reaching out toward him again. Before she can, a magic circle appears under her. A phantom wolf head appears from it and bites down. It appears behind her and tilts to bite her waist. Before it can, she snaps her fingers. The wolf's head freezes, and the magic circle stops spinning. She again reaches out toward Lorik, without moving a step away from the wolf. Lorik lunges forward while holding out his empty right hand. A glass bottle appears from mist coming out of his green ring. In the bottle is a misty gray liquid. He throws it at the ground and the bottle shatters. Fog swiftly fills the corner of the room, enveloping both of them in it. Nice try, but futile, Cyrilda says before snapping again. This time the fog gets pushed away. Lorik does as well and crashes into the wall. The fog dissipates from being spread too far. This is the law of space, isn't it? Lorik says, surprising Cyrilda. It is. Most people can't recognize it as quickly. What gave it away? She asks calmly. You freezing my spell was a clear sign of it, Lorik says, causing her to chuckle. Well then, do you have any other tricks, or should we call it here? She asks, causing Lorik to snap his fingers. A small blue sword, identical to the one in his hands, appears above his head. The only difference is that this one is 3 inches long. It quickly sinks into Lorik's head, surprising Cyrilda. What happens next surprises her even more. The aura coming off of Lorik changes. Before, both she and the king could feel the aura of a 9th-tier lesser mage coming from him. But now, they both feel the aura of a 7th-tier lesser mage coming from him. Sarah, Rowan, and Vera can't sense this change as their soul power and levels are too weak. All they see is that Cyrilda gets taken aback by the sword sinking into Lorik's head. Sorry in advance, Your Majesty, Lorik says before taking a deep breath in. Beast roar? He shouts while charging ahead. A magic circle appears in the air above his head. Another wolf head comes out of it. This time, its mouth is shut and opens after coming out. A loud roar comes out of its maw. Cyrilda and the others at the table all recoil from it. Their bodies go limp for a split moment, and they feel incredibly dizzy. Although it's uncomfortable, it doesn't cause any pain. As soon as the roar causes Cyrilda to slouch, a magic circle appears below her. A wolf head comes out and bites her waist. It lifts her off the ground in an instant but doesn't bite down. It only lifts her up. Not that it'd be strong enough to cut her body. As a grand mage, her body is many, many times tougher than others. Even if he tried with all his might, his spells wouldn't be able to cause her to bleed. As soon as she recovers from the roar, Cyrilda snaps her fingers. The wolf's head disappears, and air gets sucked toward her. She falls to her feet and steps back. Lorik brings his sword down where she was and misses. Beast roar, he says again, creating that same magic circle behind his head. Enough, Cyrilda says while snapping her fingers. The magic circle freezes along with Lorik. You pass, congratulations, she adds before releasing Lorik. He cancels his spell and his sword disappears. As it does, his aura returns to that of a 9th-tier lesser mage. Since when could you use 2 spells? Vera asks, a little mad once the two return to the table. I can't. That was thanks to my soul ability. Lorik replies, Is your soul ability what let you jump 2 levels? King Eldrin asks. Yeah, I can cut the restrictions on my soul with it. But 2 levels are my limit, and it doesn't let me use any more soul power, it just increases my spell's power to match the increased level. It also lets me use spells I'll unlock later, as you saw. I can't believe you're able to use a soul attack as a lesser mage, Cyrilda says, surprising Sarah. That was a soul attack, Sarah asks. What's a soul attack? Vera asks. It's an attack that directly targets the soul. It's an incredibly rare and dangerous attack. Most of the laws that have them only gain their soul attacks after you become a mage. There's only a handful of laws that have soul attacks as a lesser mage. Eldrin replies. What makes them so terrifying, though, is that it's next to impossible to protect yourself against them. Only soul-bound armor can block them. But those are rare and expensive. So since they're hard to block, many fear these attacks. Cyrilda explains. What's a soul-bound armor? Sorry for asking a lot. Demons don't study like humans. We just learn as we go, Vera asks. It's fine, don't worry. Soul-bound armor and weapons are items that bind to your soul. Once bound, only you can use them. They're much more powerful than regular weapons and armor, plus they can be used by any mage regardless of level. You can also charge them with soul power. This will greatly increase their attack or defense for a short while. The only condition for using them is the laws. Soul-bound weapons and armor all carry laws, and the laws have to be compatible with your own. Otherwise, they won't accept your imprint, and you can't bind them to you. Cyrilda explains, causing Vera to nod. So what kind of soul attack was that? Rowan asks Lorik. It's a wide-range soul-shaking attack. It shakes the soul of anyone who hears it. As a result, it stops them for a moment. But I can't select targets, so anyone who hears it is affected. Lorik replies before looking at Cyrilda. Can I get the gold today? He asks, causing her to laugh. Why the rush? She asks while taking 18 gold coins from her storage ring. I want to get the couch before night. He replies while taking the gold. So Vera, now that Lorik's taken care of, do you want to become my disciple too? Cyrilda asks her. Yes, I would like that, Vera says with a smile. Good then for your guys' first task. I want you 4 to complete a team task at the Academy's Task Center. I know there are a few already posted. It doesn't matter which one you complete. The point of this task is to get to know each other's fighting styles. If you're going to work as a team, you'll need to know how the others fight. Cyrilda says before snapping her fingers. The 4 of them are teleported away. They appear outside back by the door they entered the castle in. Vera jumps up from it, surprised and barely suppressing a scream. I hate when she does that, Rowan says. Let's go, guys, Sarah says, while leading the way back through the trees. Does she do that often? Lorik asks. More so than you'd think, but not enough to be often, Rowan replies. Why is her hair and eyes purple? Vera asks after a few moments of silence. It's because of her law. When mages become 5th tier, they begin to receive physical changes. Since she's a 4th tier grand mage, her body has been changed by the law of space. My father's hair is a mix of brown and white gold, but like our headmaster, he dyed his hair. As for the headmaster, he has bright green hair. He dyed it because from what my father said, he looked silly with green hair. Sarah explains. Oh, but I don't know if demons change in the same way. She adds, causing Vera to think about it. Demons have colorful hair from birth, so I don't know. But I don't remember anyone's hair changing color, she says as they walk out of the trees. They make their way back to the academy while talking. Vera and Lorik ask about some previous tasks Cyrilda gave them. Until they learned their laws, it was just quotas to reach for practice. Like so many swings with their weapons, or blocking and dodging so many attacks from their instructors. After comprehending laws, they changed to fighting monsters. Although it was always weak monsters like goblins. They were told that they'd face more monsters after enrolling at the academy. Once they enter the task center, they walk over to a task board. The task board is a table with a large stone slab built into the center. They sit down and Rowan taps the slab. It lights up and displays a screen in the air like their bracelets. On it is a list of all missions that they can accept. There's a box on the upper left that contains a list of categories. Sarah taps on team tasks, and the list changes. The list goes from dozens of tasks to only 3.